Hey crafty friends, this is Jenny from Craft Test Dummies. This is take 2 of the Christmas crackers. I don't know exactly what happened, but we turned the camera around and then all of a sudden everybody left and it was freezing. I don't know what happened. So we're gonna try it again inside because it's gorgeous outside, but it's so windy that everything kept flying off the table. So maybe it's a good thing that it didn't work. Oh, and here's everybody, Bailey. We've got people saying hello again. Thank you for your patience. By the way, I have you know, I didn't know that it was completely dead until the very end, and so yeah, I made a whole new one. This is a whole new sample, and it's upside down. There it is. There it is. So this is what we're making as our Christmas crackers. So these have a tradition in England. In England, they're made with bottle cap snaps. You know, like those little cap rocket snaps, so that when you pull them, they make a nice little crack sound. Well, of course, we can't really find those in the States, and a lot of places they're, you know, not allowed. So we're making the American version, and these little things, these versions are great for party favors. Place settings is what I like to use them for. I think they're really attractive on a place setting. So when people come into the table, everybody's got a little party favor and it has their name on it. But these are also really cool if you wanted to do something like make a little party for a birthday. You could make one of these for a coworker filled with little trinket gifts, some candy, some confetti, and it could be a little birthday party in a cracker. So we're gonna try it again. I'm gonna show you how to make it, and we'll just go over the materials that you need. You're gonna need some paper tubing, and it can be from paper towels, toilet paper, or gift wrap. You're gonna need some curling ribbon. You're gonna need some wrapping paper. Now, I'm using really nice paper from Target. Don't use that. Use some cheap wrapping paper, and don't use Mylar. You want a thin paper, almost like a tissue paper style of wrapping paper, because then when you pull it, it does make kind of a crack sound. And of course, you're gonna need some scissors, and you're gonna need some tape. And if you have a dry adhesive is particularly nice for this. I only have Scotch tape, but again, you're all crafters. I bet you've got good stuff. So we're gonna try this again. My daughter Bailey is gonna hold the camera and read your comments to me. So hopefully we'll be able to communicate. By the way, I love these little hearts I'm getting. I'm getting a bunch of hearts right now. And I'm seeing little Santa Clauses. They're so cute. Oh no, they're Santas. They're snowmen. Snowmen. Yeah. That's so cute. It's adorable. So hi again. Thank you for bearing with me. The internet must have gone down or something got hit, but we're gonna try it again. And this is really quick. You can make these in under 10 minutes. If you're assembly lining them, you can make a whole bunch at once. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera around. Oh, Batty Girl Rachel says, hello Bailey, thanks for helping. Here's Bailey. Bailey, she's all backlit. You can't even see her. There she is. But that way she can go like this. All right, Bae.
Let's do this.
There we go. Let's do this. I like it. You're probably going to see my knees a lot too. All right. So if you are using toilet paper tubing, the 6-inch toilet paper tube is almost perfect. So I kind of like that. Let me pass that out of the way. I don't have that, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut this. It's okay if you squish it a little bit. So let's pretend I have 2. And honestly, I don't really want to use like 3 inches on either side. I kind of like to just, I don't know, I eyeball it. Let's be honest. I can't be bothered to measure things. But just make sure that the 2 ends are the same as what's going to be in the middle, like this. So this is going to be the inside of the structure of your cracker. Let's take our wrapping paper. And what I have learned after doing this a couple, 3 times is you want to use enough width of wrapping paper. So what you're doing is kind of space it out here like this. And you definitely want to have at least 2 fingers width in between the middle and the ends. What are you giggling at?
So, Betty Girl Rachel said, ain't nobody got time to measure.
Ain't nobody got time to measure, right? Exactly, yes. Betty says that she got her package, which I'm really glad about. Now I'm also leaving a lot on the edges because we're going to tuck this in, so you don't have to cut it. But my rules of, I'm not going to call it my rule of thumb, my rule of fingers, if not my rule of thumb, is 2 fingers for the interior and then 3 fingers for the exterior. Now here's where if I had my little tape roller or a dry adhesive, I just place some on each of these. I don't. It's much easier if you have that, but what I'm going to do is just take this and kind of wrap around the middle. and give it a little tape. And I'm going to do the same thing here. You just want to make sure that the tape is holding the paper pretty snugly. You want it to be a nice smooth wrap, like so. So put some here. There's, you see, I've got my space. Same thing over here. Got my space. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball this. This paper has little lines, so I know I'm going to cut right to this line. And I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. Now, I'm using scissors and I'm doing it quickly. So I'm going to fold over this edge. You don't have to do this. It depends on your paper and how cleanly you cut. You might do a better job than I do. But for me, I like to just go ahead and make a nice crease right here. All right. And now I'm going to take all of this together. This is the only tricky bit, really, is just trying to make sure that it's all snug up in here. And then give it a little tape. And again, if you were using dry adhesive, it would A, be much neater and prettier. And oh yes, by the way, I would also recommend using the good cellophane tape, which is almost invisible.
Ross Smith asks,
Hey, bro.
What a great idea. What are you going to fill them with?
Oh, that's an excellent question, Ro, because these are kind of New Year's crackers. So we're going to put party horns in these. I would also maybe do confetti and little treats. And actually, first let me go ahead and tie it in and then we'll start filling in. We're going to use our curling ribbon, and you just need about 12 inches of curling ribbon, not even that, like so. Now, here's the kind of fun part. When you go ahead and you can kind of feel where the tube ends, you can kind of just give it a little squish with your fingers, like this. Just a little, kind of helping it crease a little bit. That way, when we go ahead to tie it with the curling ribbon, you just pull gently and see what happens. Are you focusing in on this part right here, Beck? This is important. See, I can just kind of pull it tight and it makes a nice crease. And you can just kind of take it with your finger and make sure it's really secure. Now, I can squeeze it. Oh, there you go. See how that's tightening up? If you didn't have that 2 fingers of paper in there, it would rip. Ask me how I know. Ahem, ahem, cough, cough.
Another good idea in the comments was to use double-sided tape.
Yes, that's a dry adhesive or double-sided tape is perfect. Now, this one is pretty well done. Can you actually see inside of that? Can you see how the aperture is really small inside? Mm-hmm. So really not a whole lot's going to come through, but by the time you do this, like so,
okay,
now something really is not coming out, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and fill it. And I have these cute little, look at this. Notice my theme here. I got my little theme of black and yellow.
100 watchers.
I have 100 watchers. Yay, welcome everybody. So now I'm just going to go ahead and tuck that in. And again, confetti, candies, jokes, lip gloss. I mean, really, you could get very creative. And if you're having a themed party, you know, put things in that relate to your theme. Or if you're having a dinner party, maybe a little personalized guest for each one of your dinner guests. It's kind of, I mean, you guys are creative, but really anything that makes noise, something you can eat, and then just something that messes up the table with confetti or glitter.
I know your friends.
I know your friends. Well, because it looks festive. So now I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to tighten up the other side. And you want to be gentle with this. Don't be too fast or heavy-handed, because if you are careful, you get a nice crease and things aren't going to fall out. Okay? And if you want to, instead of tying a knot, you really could also just do the little curling ribbon trick. That also looks really festive. I'm also going to tell you, what's that?
Festivity.
Festivities. The other thing is too, is that this is a fairly cheap thing to make. If you go to the dollar store, you can get the curling ribbon for $1, you can get the confetti for $1, you can get the noisemakers for $1, and you can just everything you need you can get. Now this is a little too much for me. Again, I like 3 fingers full, so I'm gonna go ahead and gently just tuck it in, which also makes the end look really nice and festive. You don't see any raw paper or tubing. And then the last part is to find something to go on top. Now, again, I was shopping at Target and they had these black and gold stickers that are like, you know, package labels. But if you are creative, you could make little mini tags. You could do little rosettes. You could put little mini ornaments on here and tie them. But this is now all ready for you to put on the place setting. It's adorable. It was really thrifty. And most importantly, it's a great way to make something of yourself during the holiday season. And even though I'm not in the States where there is snow, these are fun little things that you can hand out to your friends all over the world. Do you have any questions or ideas?
Well, somebody just asked, do they have Target in Thailand?
I haven't seen a Target, but I have seen a Tesco.
Yeah.
What else did we see? We saw a couple of different department stores.
Yeah, they had like an Adidas shop and a Nike shop in that one mall.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole. We haven't been around Phuket too much. In Singapore, though, they definitely have like Dwayne Reed, dollars,
not
drugstores,
but like malls everywhere.
Yeah, lots of malls and lots of drugstores. Why don't you go ahead and let me take that, and I will flip back around. Hey, Valeria, good to see you. I'm actually gonna flip around real quick like this. So in Singapore, we did see a number of drugstores, and this is kind of a drugstore craft. Think about anything that's travel size, anything that can fit into the circumference of a toilet paper tube. Now, here's the thing too. You know how sometimes when you get wrapping paper, it has the really wide tube? What if you made a jumbo cracker using you could put stuffed animals in there.
You could take that like the 5-pound candy cane thing.
Oh, you could definitely do like the 5-pound candy cane type of thing. That's kind of funny.
Great.
So really be creative with it. And it was an English tradition. But if you don't want to have to worry about the little snaps, you know, the gunpowder snaps, this is something that you can do with kids too. Now, the reason why we like the cheap tissue paper is when you pull it, because the whole idea is that you're supposed to give your friend one end and you take the other end and you pull it, and that's what makes the cracking sound. I'm not sure these crack as well, but they are absolutely adorable. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. In my this is my first international Periscope. What? Whoa. It's so fancy. And I especially want to say thank you to my daughter Bailey, who is my camera person today. And a special thank you to my husband, who allowed me to carry all of this junk in our suitcase. Because I did. I carried all of this junk for over a week in my suitcase. Valeria says Merry Christmas. And hey, since you guys are here, and I know you are crafty people, I just want to show you these little favors that they put in our rooms in Thailand. So it might be hard to see, but look at these adorable orchids.
Yeah. We got a magenta one too.
Oh, here's a magenta one too. But like these are parts of the flowers that they've just kind of strung together. They're not really bracelets because you can't wear them. They don't stretch, but they're beautiful. And they smell kind of nice too. Yeah, it's funny. Batty Girl says, thank you, Jen's hubby. Rose Smith says they're beautiful. So if you like, I won't be doing a whole lot of periscoping since we're on vacation, but feel free to follow me on Instagram at Craft Test Dummy, and I will be sharing a lot of my photos from our trip here in Phuket. I already shared a few from Singapore. I found a Chinese market that had some craft supplies. So I will be kind of taking you along on my crafty journey. Also, if you need any more last minute gift ideas, check out my YouTube channel. It's Craft Test Dummies. And you will take a look. I think right on the top I have a little, like a 15-minute Post-it note holder. It's one of those things that you can make with some scrap paper and some scrap embellishments, make them up and hand them out and make gifts. My friend Linda Gorman made a gajillion of them last year, and really you're just using up scrap paper to do it. So thank you all for following me on the journey, and I hope you have a lovely holiday season, no matter which holiday you celebrate. Thanks for watching, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, great solstice, that's over, and a Festivus for the rest of us. Oh yeah.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year, says Bailey. Bye-bye now.